In this episode of the UX Tea Break, I look at involving the team in user research. So this question came from Moira Mastroni. And Moira wrote, "My team and boss know the importance of UX research in development, and since day one I've been involved in the process. But every time we work on a new part of the project and I need the development team to get involved in user research, I get their attention for 5 minutes and then they all start doing something else. Furthermore, they lose sight of the problem we're trying to solve and move forward without even finding the solutions. How can I make the development team get more involved in user research?" So when I see this problem occur in product teams, it almost always has the same root cause. In my experience, a problem occurs because team members think that it's not their job to understand users. They think it's your job, the user researcher's job. Now, it's true that you, the user researcher, should plan, organise and lead the research, but that doesn't excuse your team from understanding users. So UX legend Jared Spall has done some research on this, and he's shown that the best way to improve the design of a product is to make sure that every team member gets to watch real people talking about the product and trying out the team's designs. And this means you have to adjust your team members' way of thinking. So your team need to realise that your job isn't to learn about users, it's to help them learn about users. Your team need to realise that you're not doing that learning for them. So, how do you do it? Well, to borrow a tired metaphor, there's the carrot and the stick. First, the carrot. So explain to developers and engineers that by getting involved in user research, they'll reduce their biases and assumptions. And that's because they'll see how users are different to them. They'll also learn the words that real people use to describe aspects of the product, and that'll resolve some of their design headaches. Now, when it comes to designers, you want to tell them that observing user research will help them spot places where errors occur or where someone struggles with a prototype. Now, in my experience, designers love solving problems, and by observing user research, they'll find lots of problems, but particularly the most important problems to fix. And when it comes to product managers and product owners, you want to tell them that observing user research will help them spot unmet user needs. And these unmet needs are often really valuable to a company because they indicate areas for a bit of disruptive innovation. Now, another carrot is quite literally a carrot. Well, a pizza. Whenever you hold user research sessions, provide free food. And depending on your company's culture and the time of day, maybe even offer free beer. That tends to get everyone involved. And the other approach is the stick. So the place I've seen this work best is in GDS, Government Digital Services. In GDS, before a service can go live, it needs to pass a service assessment. And this is an audit that checks that the team followed the right development process. Now, GDS have placed users at the heart of their services, so this has had an enormous impact on making teams both do user research, but also value it. Now, you're going to need senior management support for this, but in your question, Moira, you do say that your boss knows the importance of user research. So I'd look at building user research into the process that you follow. By making your product team appreciate that user research is fundamental to the way you work, team members will have to get better at understanding users, and that obviously includes observing user research sessions. Now, whether or not you use the carrot or the stick, it's important that your team members take an active role in the research. Don't just let them sit back and watch. They need to be engaged. So when you take one of them out with you on a field visit, give them a specific job, like taking photographs of the context or being responsible for audio recording the session. And when a few of your team members are watching, like in a usability test, give them instructions on how to take notes. So tell them to write observations on a sticky note. And incidentally, here's a pro tip. Give them different coloured stickies to the ones you use so you can later on filter out your observations from theirs. And whatever kind of research you do, get them into a meeting with you to analyse the data with an affinity sort. After all, it's their research. So they need to see the research data warts and all. And you'll know you've been successful when your product team start arguing about how the data should be interpreted instead of arguing about their opinions about what users want. So I hope that helps, Moira, and I hope you found that useful too. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell icon. That will tell YouTube's algorithm to recommend this video to other people. And if there's a question you'd like me to answer in a future video, please post it below.